Since the introductory parts are over, let's move to the first unit. Let's move to the first unit. Yeah, you have the printed notes with you. It's really good. Indian aesthetics and introduction. Indian aesthetics and introduction. We are going to study the objectives, introduction, Indian classical drama, Sanskrit drama, classical Sanskrit playwrights, Bhasa, Sudraga, Kalidasa, finally summing up and questions. So for the Malayalam explanation students, for those students who are having the Malayalam explanation, their whole chapter is done and they have already written the examination. So once our chapter is over, we will directly go for the examination. Objectives. In this unit, we will look at drama, specifically classical Indian drama and its origin, role, and significance. So in this unit, we will look at drama. So we are basically going to look at drama, specifically classical Indian drama. What are we going to look at? We are going to look at classical Indian drama. So about its origin, about its role, about its significance. All these things we are going to look upon concerning classical drama, classical Indian drama. We are going to look upon how it originated, what is its role, and how much significance it has upon the people over India or all over the world. That all things we are going to discuss. Beginning with its oral tradition to the later religious performance. So, beginning with its oral tradition. So we know at the earlier days, people used to, used to speak the drama or speak all such things to each other. So it is called oral tradition. It was not in a written format. Even today, there are some songs which which people have been singing for a long time, and you're still able to listen that. There are some songs maybe in your own culture. So from the culture that you come from, there could be some songs that may not have been written, but people keep on singing, and even the new now the generation of today also may know that. But today everything is getting printed, and so whatever comes now will not be getting lost because it's getting in printed form. So many of the things that was existing only in oral form may have lost long ago. There could be so much and so much which were existing in oral form may have lost on the way. The reason is it will only exist when people remember, or we can say it only exists in the memory of the people. So when if there is a time coming when nobody is singing about it, or nobody is interested about it, especially what happens sometimes a drought may come, sometimes a famine may come, sometimes a natural disaster may come. So at that times people may not have time for any such thing, any sort of entertainment. They may not get a time, so that they may not do it for some period of time, and eventually people may forget, and nobody will remember, and may get lost. So there could be so much and so much in the oral tradition which may have a lost on the way. So drama again was in its oral tradition, but it got inclined to the religious performance. So the religious elements were also added to the oral. Added to the drama. The religious elements were also, or it got culminated with the religion. So you may have a drama with lots of religious elements in it. So in this unit, we will examine drama as a performative social activity aimed at a particular audience. So the drama was aiming at a particular audience. The drama was not for everyone. The drama was not intended for everyone. Yeah, the people from all of the society can watch, but it was not meant for everyone. It was basically for a higher order people, or people from a higher caste. So it was meant for that kind of people. So the drama was basically written in Sanskrit, and was meant for a certain kind of people. As you know, Sanskrit was not a language of the common people. It was the higher caste who used the language Sanskrit. So the unit will examine drama as a performative social activity aimed to particular audiences. We will then discuss Sanskrit dramas, its various components, and end with an overview of Sanskrit dramatists such as the Bhasa, Bhavati, and Shudraga. So then we are going to discuss about Sanskrit drama and its various components, and finally we will be looking upon the Sanskrit dramatists such as Bhasa, Bhavati, and Shudraga. So these all are Sanskrit. These all are famous Sanskrit dramatists. What are their names? Bhasa, Bhavati, and Shudraga. So you need to remember their names, okay, because they are great. They are some of the best Sanskrit playwrights. This unit will conclude with a brief discussion on Kalidasa. We are going to discuss a little bit about Kalidasa also, as the next unit will deal with him in detail. The objective of this unit is to offer a concise means clear idea about Indian drama with a specific focus on Sanskrit plays. As I am sure most of us do not have much knowledge about Sanskrit drama per se. So we are not having that much idea about what Sanskrit drama is. That's what the person who has written the text is saying. So what is per se? Have you got any idea what is per se? It is maybe you can see in the textbook, yeah, the last word. Per se is a Latin expression that means by itself or in itself. So per se is a Latin expression that means by itself or in itself. So it's a Latin expression by it says in itself or by itself. So if we change per se into it itself, I am sure most of us do not have much knowledge about Sanskrit drama in itself. We may not have that much idea about Sanskrit drama. That's why we are going to study more and more about the Sanskrit drama. Is it clear? So we just had a talk about what are the objectives, what are we going to gain as we learn the chapter first. So in this unit, we will look at drama, specifically classical drama and its origin, role, and significance, beginning with its oral tradition to the later religious performances. So it came with the oral tradition and it got culminated with the religion. The unit will examine drama as a performative social activity aimed at particular audience. We will then discuss Sanskrit dramas, its various components, and end with an overview of major Sanskrit dramatists such as Bhasa, Bhavati, and Shudraga. This unit will conclude with a brief discussion on Kalidasa, as the next unit will deal with him in detail. The objective of this unit is to offer a concise idea about Indian drama with a specific focus on Sanskrit plays. As I am sure most of us do not have much knowledge about drama per se by itself.
Just saying, but I am sure.
It's actually this book would have been written by a professor, not a professor. In the beginning itself, you have seen so many names given who wrote. So maybe like one person would have written all these portions. They would have divided. Okay, that you write this portion, you write this portion. So the one who has written this portion is saying, yeah, it's not a big deal. Just introduction. Like any literary genre, we used to say genre, it's spelled Genre, genre. So you know what is genre? Genre means a category or type of art, literature, music, or film that shares certain common features. So it is a category. In literature, you can say poetry is a genre, drama is a genre, novel, short story, or in movies, you can say comedy, romance, all that. You understood, right? So it's just like type, genre, just about type or category. Like we can say like any literary type or like any literary genre, drama has its own history both in terms of its origin and evolution. So drama has its own history in terms of its origin and evolution, from where it originated and how it evolved throughout the time. You may have had the term evolution about in the classes of you know yeah, a human evolution, where in the science class you would have heard about that, where people were or from a unicellular organ, it evolved to multicellular and then continued to evolve. So, like that, drama also got evolved. Drama also got evolved. So, we are going to study about its origin and about its and also about its evolution. The drama that we see or study in classroom today did not begin as such. So don't expect that the drama that we have today was already like that 100 or 200 years back. That was not the case. It started thousands of years back, and the drama was not the way that we had today before. The drama was not in the way that we had today before. The drama that we see or study in classrooms today did not begin as such. So the drama was in a completely different format in the beginning. As a literary composition, drama usually tells us a story. As a literary composition, drama usually tells us a story, uh, not just through words in the form of dialogues, but also through gestures, movements, facial expressions of the characters, dances, costumes, background, landscape, music, stage, setting, etc. So, what all are the things that's coming in a drama? Yeah, drama usually as a literary composition, drama usually tells a story. Drama usually tells a story, not just through words. Drama is not telling the story. Yeah, not drama is not just telling the story. It's not only about telling the story, but there are lot many things. There are dialogues will be there, and gestures. Gestures, right? Gestures, movements are there. Facial expressions of the characters should be there. Dance should be there. Costume, background, landscape should be there. Music should be there. Stage setting should be there. So all these contribute in a drama. All these will be there in a drama. So drama is therefore a performative art that includes many components and participants. So in a drama, it is a performative art and it has many components and participants. What are they? Playwright, actors, director, audience, costume designer, makeup artist, etc. Like a movie, like the movie we have today, drama also had some. So it was something like so many people work together to perform a drama. It was not like a novel or a short story where not many people are involved. In a drama, there will be so many people involving for a drama to be performed. Writing may not take much people, but in the performance, there will be so many people. In the next section, we shall take a look at what is called Indian classical drama. So, like
these dramas are happen in
these dramas, uh, where it happened, like these were all written. These were all written dramas only.
I mean, how it's written regularly happen.
That will create. Okay, I will explain it to you later. Yeah. So, like any literary, okay, like any literary genre, drama has its own history, both in terms of its origin and evolution. The drama that we see or study in classrooms today did not begin as such. As a literary composition, drama usually tells us a story, but not just through words in the form of dialogues, but also through gestures, movements, and the facial expressions of the characters, dances, costumes, background, landscape, music, stage setting, etc. Drama is therefore a performative art that includes many components and participants, such as the playwright, actors, director, audience, costume designer, makeup artists, etc. In this section, the next section, we shall take a look at what is called Indian classical drama. Next is Indian classical drama. Indian classical drama. All major civilizations had their own version. So all major civilizations had their own version. Now, what are the civilizations? We have a greater civilization, right? We have a greater civilization. yeah, Harappan, Mohenjo-daro, all that we had before, and even there are different civilizations existing throughout the world, which is not existing today, which was once there, and there are civilizations which are existing even today, like the Chinese civilization or such civilization, Mayan civilization, which is not existing today, and when you say a civilization is something really good or something having real worth, it depends upon the artistic things that civilization was having. So, if in a civilization there were dramas, poetry, and all such things, we can say the civilization was really good. So every civilization, the people in every civilization want to boast about their civilization. And when you have lots of literary works in that civilization, that shows how good your civilization is. That shows how good your civilization is. So all major civilizations had their own version of drama. So almost all the major civilizations had their almost all the major civilizations had their own version of drama, such as the Greek had their own drama, Chinese they had their own dramas, Indian dramas are there. One of the major problems in determining an origin date for literary traditions such as the drama is that we cannot pinpoint the exact year of its genesis. So we cannot pinpoint to its we cannot pinpoint the exact year of its genesis. So we do not know when exactly a drama has originated. We do not know when exactly has it come. That is not at all possible. That's an impossible thing. We can trace its influence and evolution to arrive at a more or less realistic understanding of the origins of a drama. So we can only trace it back from where it has originated or at what period it has originated. That's all. That's the only possibility. The Indian dramatic tradition was influenced by the dramatic elements found in the Vedas. So the Indian dramatic tradition was influenced by the dramatic elements found in the Vedas, in dialogue, hymns, and Vedic rituals. So what does it mean? It means that the origin of Indian drama can be traced back to the Vedas. So the origin of Indian drama can be traced back to the Vedas, the oldest sacred texts of India. That is very important. The origin of Indian drama can be traced back to the Vedas, the oldest sacred texts of India. In the Vedas, there are no dialogue. Sorry. In the Vedas, there are dialogue hymns. In the, dialogue, right? Dialogue hymns. In the Vedas, there are dialogue hymns where two or more voice speak in conversation form, and the ritual performances that already contain elements of drama like dialogue, role play, music, and performance. So, by looking at that, we can say, yeah, from the Vedas itself, the drama has originated. Is it clear? Okay. Do you want me to explain again? Once again, this means that the origin of the Indian drama can be traced back to the Vedas. So that was the first sentence. The Indian dramatic tradition was influenced by the dramatic elements found in the Vedas, in dialogue hymns and Vedic rituals. And that, what does that mean? It means that the origin of Indian drama can be traced back to the Vedas, the oldest sacred text of India. What is in the Vedas? In the Vedas, there are dialogue hymns. In the Vedas, there are dialogue hymns where two or more voices speak in conversation form. Two or more voices speak in conversation form, and ritual performances that contains elements of drama, like what? Like dialogue, role play. Role play, right? People coming and acting role play, music, performance, all it is there. Next slide. That thus it is in the Vedic era. There are like this is one Vedic era. It's not the whole Vedic era. It is about 1500 to 1000 BCE, before Common Era. Okay, 1500 to 1000. That we see dramatic elements that will come to define drama in the years to come, and eventually usher in a genre known as Indian classical uh, drama as we know it. So I'm explaining that. During the Vedic period, 1500 to 1000 BCE, these early forms of dialogue and ritual performance acted as the seeds of drama. So during the Vedic period, so you know the Vedic period is somewhere around 1500 to 1000. At least remember that date. It extends more than these days, but at least you have to remember that date, which says 1500 to 1000 BCE. Then we have a yearly Vedic era, which I think which will be going back again for 500. Post Vedic era, maybe after this, there will be another 500. But for the time being, just consider only 1500 to 1000 BC. That we see drama. Okay, these early forms of dialogue and ritual performance acted as the seed of drama. So they are acting as the seed of drama. These elements later developed into structured plays and performance. So at the initial stage, you did not have the drama as such what we were having today. But what were the things that were existing at that time? Only dialogues, role play, music, and performance. So all that could be evolved into the drama that we are having today. So at the Vedic time, these were the stuff that were available at that time. What were the dialogue, role play, music, and performance? All were existing at that time, and that we can say they acted as the seeds of drama, and that evolved and reached to what we are having today. These elements later developed into structured plays and performance. Okay, next that we see dramatic elements that will come to define drama in the years to come and eventually usher in a genre known as the Indian classical drama as we know it. So over time, these small beginnings in the Vedic period grew into a full genre, full category of literature and performance called Indian classical drama. It had its beginning like that, and it evolved and reached to us like this today. This includes famous work like Kalidasa's play Abhignana Shakuntalam, Vikramorvishayam, etc., and Pasa's dramas. Even the epics, such as the Mahabharata, support the existence of performers or nata as early as 400 CE. So, even the epics such as the Mahabharata support the existence of performers or nata as early as 400 CE. What does it mean? The Mahabharata mentions nata or actors or performers. Nata means actors or performers. So the Mahabharata mentions Nata, that means actors or performance, which shows that by 400 CE, drama and performance were already practiced in India. This proves that acting and stage traditions are very ancient. So this is proving what? Acting and stage traditions are very ancient. So the Mahabharata mentions Nata, that means actors and performers, which shows that by 400 CE, 400 Common Era, yeah, it will come positive.
Okay.
BCE means before Common Era. Common Era means it will come in the positive side.
Listening.
Yeah. Now we are in the Common Era. Now we are the CE. Now we are the Common. Like AD BC, they have changed the AD and BC to BCE and CE, BCE and C. So BCE means before Common Era. It will go negative. It will go that way. If you have a scale, BCE will go that way, and the other one, CE, will come this way. So, however, the most extended treatise on the Mahabharata mentions Nata, actors of performance, which shows that by 400 CE, drama and performance were already practiced in India. This proves that acting and stage traditions are very ancient. However, the most extant treatise on Indian drama is the Natya Shastra by Bharata Muni, which emerged in 3rd CE. However, the most extant treatise on Indian drama is the Natya Shastra by Bharata Muni, which emerged in 3rd CE. So the most important surviving text, treatise means text. The most important surviving text on Indian drama is the Natya Shastra written by Bharata Muni. It was composed around the 3rd century, Commander. It was composed around the 3rd century. The word extant means still existing today. So it is still existing today. Bharata ascribes a divine origin to the dramatic tradition. Bharata ascribes a divine origin to the dramatic tradition, which highlights its Vedic religious beginnings. So, what is Bharata telling? According to Bharata, drama was not man-made but of divine origin. According to Bharata, drama was not man-made but of a divine origin, gift from gods. Again, concerning language also, religion has different views, right? Yeah, people believe it's a gift from God. The same manner, according to Bharata, drama was not man-made but of divine origin, a gift from gods, a gift from the gods. This connects drama to the Vedic religious roots since it began in rituals and sacred performance. So, this connects drama to the Vedic religious roots why it began in rituals and sacred performance. Is it clear? The very existence of such a text suggests that it was the culmination of a fairly long process of dramatic development taking place at that time. So the fact that such a systematic text, Natya Shastra, was written shows that drama had already gone through a long period of growth and evolution before the 3rd century CE. It was not sudden, it was the result of centuries of development starting from the Vedic era throughout the rituals, epics, and we got the formal drama. So the fact that such a systematic text was written shows that drama had already gone through a long period of growth and evolution before the 3rd century. So there could be many other books which would have written about drama, its rules, regulations. It may not have existed. The Natya Shastra was the only text that is existing even today. There could be other texts which may not have existed. It all shows that drama has had its beginning from the Vedic era itself. So it was not sudden. It was the result of centuries of development starting from the Vedic era, rituals, epics, and finally you have the formal drama.
These existence by
the very existence of such a text. Yeah, we are talking about Natya Shastra here.
Yeah, Natya Shastra by
Bharadamuni.
Bharadamuni. He is
he's again a saint. He is a saint. He may have composed it, or he may have gathered it together and has. But let's study like he was the one who has written the Natya Shastra. Let's study just like that. So it's a good paragraph. There are a lot many informations here. Okay. So I'm repeating it again. All major civilizations had their own version of drama, such as the Greek. All major civilizations had their own version of drama, such as the Greek, the Chinese, and the Indians. One of the major problems in determining an origin date for a literary tradition such as the drama is that we cannot pinpoint in the exact year of its genesis. Rather, we can trace its influence and evolution to arrive at a more or less realistic understanding of the origins of drama. The Indian dramatic tradition was influenced by the dramatic elements found in the Vedas, in dialogue, hymns, and Vedic rituals. Thus, it is in the Vedic era, 1500 to 1000 BC, that we see dramatic elements that will come to define drama in the years to come and eventually usher in a genre known as classical drama as we know it. Even the epics such as the Mahabharata support the existence of performers or Nata as early as 400 CE. However, the most extant treatise on Indian drama is the Natya Shastra by the Bharata Muni, which emerged in 3rd century. Bharata ascribes a divine origin to the dramatic tradition, which highlights its Vedic religious beginnings. The very existence of such a text suggests that it was the culmination of a fairly long process of dramatic development taking place at that time. Now, the Greek invite. Okay, next. So we know people from different part has invaded India, or at that time it was something very different. So there were lots of invasions happened in India. The Greek invasion. So India has been invaded by the Greek. The Greek invasion of the Indian subcontinent has led a few critics such as the Weber to assert a Greek influence on Indian drama. So we know, like when when they conquered the Greek, they tried to bring their influence upon the Greek. But basically, the Roman people were taking the culture of the Greek because the Greek culture was really good. So even though the Rome captured Greek, they tried to adopt the Greek culture because in Greek they were having lots of philosophers, lots of thinkers, and people like that were there. But from then onwards, wherever they go and did the conquering, they were trying to push the Greek culture. The Roman people were trying to push the Greek culture. So again, sometime India has also been invaded by the Greek, and some critics like Weber used to say Indian drama has also got lots of influence from the Greek drama. Indian drama has got lots of influence from the Greek drama. There are certainly some similarities. So there are certainly it's not we cannot just say that it doesn't happen. There are certainly some similarities, such as the plot being mainly centered on. So the plot on Greek drama and Indian drama, they are centered on what historical or mythical figures. Historical means a person might have lived or might not have lived, and mythical figures, all kind of stories, mythical stories. But the Indian tradition, but among the Indian drama, what we have, but the added element of Indian drama, you have to remember this. The added element of Indian drama is what? Supernatural figures. Supernatural figures. So it's very interesting. So as the drama goes by, who will be introduced in between? Gods and goddesses that populate the world of drama. So in Indian drama, you have the added element of supernatural figures. That means gods and goddesses. So in Indian drama, you will have the you have the added element of supernatural figures, that is the gods and goddesses. Next sentence. The division of the play into acts and scenes, use of the chorus, developments of stock characters demonstrate this Greek influence on all drama. So the division of the play, how the play is divided, the division of the play into acts and scenes, use of the chorus, development of stock characters. So all these shows that Indian drama is also influenced by the Greek drama. What are the factors that shows that Indian drama is influenced by the Greek drama? The division of the play into acts and scenes, use of the chorus, development of stock characters. So all these shows that Indian drama was also got influenced by the Greek drama.
By this we can understand the Greek, they got influence from the.
Not like that, not like that. So listen, we are talking about some of the scholars are saying that the whole concept is this much. Some of the scholars are saying that Indian drama is greatly influenced by the Greek drama, but we are defending it. We are defending it. We are saying it's not exactly like that. What we are saying is there could be some influence. We are not completely denying the influence. We are saying, okay, there could be some influence, but not. But the Indian drama is not fully influenced by the Greek drama. And the reason we say that is because Indian drama we have the supernatural figures where gods and goddesses come within the drama. But that kind of elements are not in the Greek. Okay. So it is not totally influenced. But some of the things like division of the play into acts and scenes, use of the chorus, development of stock characters, all these are also showing that some influences are there in Indian drama. Indian drama are also has having all these things. So Indian drama has got some influence from the Greek drama, but we cannot say it was completely copied from the Greek drama. That is not true. That's what we are trying to prove. However, major differences also exist between the true traditions. So even though we have some similarities, there are major differences. What are they? Specifically, the absence of tragedy in the Indian dramatic tradition. So what is absent in Indian dramatic tradition? We do not have a tragic. No, we don't have a tragic. So you should understand these two terms. What are they? Tragedy and comedy, tragedy and comedy. What do you mean by tragedy? Sad ending. It is comedy means happy ending. Today we say comedy for making fun of people or anything like that, but it is not the words for literature. The word according to literature, comedy means happy ending and tragedy means sad ending. So, however, major differences also exist between the two traditions. Specifically, the absence of tragedy in the Indian dramatic tradition. So, in Indian dramatic tradition, what will be absent? Tragedy will be absent. Greek drama adherence to the three unities of time, place, and action. So in Greek drama, there will be the unities of time, place, and action. So I will explain it because as you study further, you're going to study more and more about these three unities of the unities of time, place, and action. So I'm going to explain it now. In classical Greek theater, a well struck, especially Aristotle's Poetics in classical Greek theater, especially it's out of portion, but I'm just teaching you if you are going to study these portions. In classical Greek theater, especially Aristotle's Poetics, a well structured play had to follow three rules. What are the three rules? Unity of time. So this has been spoken in the Aristotle's Poetics. So here he talks about there should be three unities. What are they? You have to follow three rules. What are they? Number one, unity of time. Unity of time means the play's events should happen within a single day. So if you start a play, the whole event of the play should be within a 24 hours, within a 24 hours time. So within the 24 hours, the whole, I'm not talking about a play starting and finishing within the 24 hours. And what I'm talking about is the play should only be talking about, the play should also only be talking about a story which is happening within the 24 hours. That means if you are 22 years old, I cannot say the story of you when you were 6 or 7. Okay, so that is the major thing. So there should be the unity of time. So the whole play should happen within a single day. The whole play should happen within a single day. That means 24 hours. Unity of place. The whole play should be set in one location. You cannot just change the location. Not like today's movie. Everything should be set for in one location. Not showing in one location. Dramas are shown in one location, but the whole content also should be in one location. That is the second rule. Third rule is unity of action. The plot should focus on one main storyline without mixing side plots. So you cannot have a side plots in the drama. It should only have only one main storyline. So this was the rule according to Aristotle's Poetics. So these rules gave Greek drama a tight, disciplined structure. So these rules gave Greek drama a tight, disciplined structure. So what are the three unities? Unities of time, unity of place, and unity of action. So what does unity of time means? The unity of time means the place event should happen within a single day, that is 24 hours. Unity of place means the whole place should be set in one location. Unity of action means the plot should focus on one storyline without mixing side plots. Okay. So these rules gave a Greek drama a tight, disciplined structure. So these three rules are not strictly observed in Indian drama. So these three rules are not strictly observed in Indian drama, where the action shifts from earthly spaces to heavenly ones. So in Indian drama, the action will be happening in the earth and also in the heaven. You may have seen some of the drama. So it may be happening. One thing may be happening in the earth, and the next scene could be in the heaven. That rules are not being followed in Indian drama. It's not strictly followed in Indian drama, where the action shifts from earthly spaces to heavenly ones, taking place across many years. So the stories may be taking for many years as well. Furthermore, dance and song are an important part of Indian drama, and not found in the Greek counterpart. So in Indian drama, you will be having dance and song. You will be having dance and song, but that you cannot see in the Greek drama. So when someone say that, who said that Weber, Weber like, so you can just remember the name by remembering with the word Weber. So when people like Weber has said that the Indian drama has completely been influenced by the Greek drama, you can say, no, that is not the case. So you can give all these examples. So the final one was, yeah, just now we talked about the three unities which are in the Greek drama, that are the unities of time, place, and action is not strictly observed in Indian drama, and also in Indian drama you have dance and song, but that is not found in the Greek counterpart. Other scholars highlight the influence of other scholars highlight the influence of Buddhist and Jain traditions in the formalizing of the Indian dramatic tradition. So some of the scholars also say that some of the scholars also say that some of the scholars also say that there could be the influence of a Buddhist and Jain tradition in the formalizing of the Indian dramatic tradition. So there could be the influence of a Buddhist and Jain tradition. Thus, we can conclude that there might have been a strain of the Greek influence. So we are not completely denying that Greek influence was not there in Indian drama. Yes, there could be a strain of Greek influence along with the influences from other literary traditions and cultures, such as the Buddhist and Jain traditions. All that worked together with the ancient Vedic ones to create the classical Indian drama as we know it today. So all these combinedly work together and we got the Indian classical drama that we have it for today. This may be particularly true of the Tamil epic Chilapadikaram, which is influenced also by the Buddhist and Jain traditions, as we shall see in the fourth block. So, in the fourth block, we are going to study another work called Chilapadikaram. It's a Tamil epic, and it also may have got this influence. In the next section, we shall look at the Sanskrit grammar. Shall I read it once? The Greek invasion of the Indian subcontinent has led a few critics, such as the Weber, to assert a Greek influence on Indian drama. There are certainly some similarities, such as the plot being mainly centered on historical, mythical figures, but the Indian tradition has the added element of supernatural figures, such as gods and goddesses that populate the world of drama. The division of the play into acts and scenes, use of the chorus, developments of stock characters demonstrate this Greek influence on all drama. However, major differences also exist between the two traditions, specifically the absence of tragedy in the Indian dramatic tradition, Greek dramas adherence to the three unities of time, place, and action is not strictly observed in Indian drama, where the action shifts from earthly space to heavenly ones, taking place across many years as well. Furthermore, dance and song are an important part of the Indian drama are not found in the Greek counterpart. Other scholars highlight the influence of Buddhist and Jain traditions in the formalizing of the Indian dramatic tradition. Thus, we can conclude that there might have been a strain of the Greek influence along with influence from other literary traditions and cultures such as the Buddhist and Jain traditions that work together with the ancient Vedic one to create the classical Indian drama as we know it today. This may be particularly true of the Tamil epic Chilapadikaram, which is influenced also by the Buddhist and Jain traditions, as we shall see in the fourth block. In the next section, we shall look at Sanskrit drama. Sanskrit drama. In this section, we shall examine Sanskrit drama in a more detailed manner. So, in this section, we are going to do one. We are going to examine the Sanskrit drama in a more detailed manner. A vast country like India. So you know how big India is, right? It's not only about the area, it is also about the different cultures, all that we have within India. A vast country like India cannot have a singular dramatic tradition. So people all have their own culture. So they may have their own drama, dramatic forms, and everything. Given us, we discussed before the various influences on the genre as well as the diversity of the subcontinent and how these communities received and adapted drama. However, one of the most prominent dramatic traditions to have emerged is Sanskrit drama. So others include, along with Sanskrit drama, others include the dance drama of the southern India as well as the Sanskrit tradition of the southern India, such as the Kudiyattam in Kerala. So in this section, we are going to discuss Sanskrit drama in a more detailed manner. So a vast country like India cannot have a single dramatic tradition. Given as we discussed before the various influences on the genre, as well as the diversity of the subcontinent, and how these communities received and adapted drama. However, one of the most prominent dramatic traditions to have emerged is the Sanskrit drama. Others include the dance drama of the southern India as well as the Sanskrit tradition of the southern India, such as the Kodiyattam in Kerala. According to the Natya Shastra by Bharata Muni, a dramatic works, okay, according to the Natya Shastra, a dramatic work's purpose was to provide not just entertainment and pleasure, but instruction, wealth, justice, and spiritual liberation. So, according to Natya Shastra, a dramatic work's purpose, so according to Natya Shastra, a dramatic work's purpose was what? Was to provide not just entertainment. So today, what is happening? Today in the movies, if you look, most of them are made with only purpose of entertainment, just to entertain people and to get money. So where people are wanting to have entertainment, so they just go for entertainment. The movie creators also just entertain people and they are getting money. So it is so many movies are only made with the purpose of money making. Not all movies are like that, but so many of the movies, or we can say in percentage ways also, so many of the movies are only made with the purpose of making money, and the only thing they do is just they entertain people, and there are no values being taught, and moreover. Even though they are not teaching any good value, there are so many bad values that are taught to, especially to the young people through the movies. So that is happening in today's movie, but good movies are to be produced. But Natya Shastra, it very clearly says that a dramatic work's purpose was to provide not just entertainment. So it was not only for entertain, it was not just for entertaining people a drama has to perform. A drama has to be performed for the purpose of instruction, wealth, justice, and spiritual liberation. So all these things should be there in a drama. So according to Natya Shastra, a dramatic work's purpose was to provide not just entertainment and pleasure, but what? But instruction, wealth, justice, and spiritual liberation. That's why Sanskrit drama does not have a tragic ending, because in Hindu cosmology, death is not the end but a means to either achieve spiritual liberation from the cycle of life, or okay, we will come to it later next class. So let's stop over here and we'll begin from there.